not crashing, right? Okay, good. The game just crashed on me like 3 times when I tried to start recording, so now it didn't do that anymore. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, guys. Hopefully stable Pillars of Eternity. And right now we're kind of at a different place than we normally are. So far, the videos that I've made, I kind of tried having it at the beginning of a place, but it was usually kind of like a dungeon and a place where you fight a lot. And in this case, we're actually right up to the palace in the first fires. So lots of spoilers, a little bit of backstory just to make sure we're all on the same page. What you do in the main quest is figure out a couple of things. I'm gonna try and keep it as minimum as possible. You try and figure out a couple of things. You have a couple of leads into what the antagonist is doing, and when you finish off all 3 of those leads, you actually go up and talk to a lovely lady, what she tries to do is basically get you in to an audience with the Duke of Defiance Bay, the guy who's in charge of the main city in the game. In order to get in an audience with him, he's actually currently holding talks about animancy, which is the main... Animancy is figuring out, like, it's the science/magic kind of figuring out how the soul works in this game. And the main issues with this game is about souls and the awakening of souls, and you being a watcher, being able to see others' souls in specific ways. And he's having discussions about whether to outlaw animancy or not. And clearly we have a lot to say about that. You have to go in through one of the factions that you have to make them like you, you know? I'm currently in league with the Knights of the Crucible. There are the Dozens, Knights of the Crucible, and House Doementel, if I'm saying their name correctly. And we're gonna go in and see what happens. And it's probably gonna be a lot of text and a lot of talking and a lot of major storytelling stuff. So prepare your anus. Yes. Hopefully the game doesn't crash. It just, like, I started recording and it just crashed on me. Like, stop working. Screw you. Twice. So, I don't know. It's weird sometimes like that. Yeah, I don't need to be like that. So I actually entered from not the main entrance, which is this, I'm assuming. A place has been reserved for you on the balcony. KOKOStern. Go to the upper floor.
Alright then.
Okay. So, unlocking this would require the proper key. Okay.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, so we're, as usual, going to try and steal as much as we can, because why not? Like, why not? Stuff. Okay. Nobody saw me stealing, so everything's fine. Justicia Sidley. Let's talk to Sidley. Welcome to the Ducal Palace.
Hail and well met.
Hail and well met. The young woman wears a simple but well-tailored uniform. She watches the coming and going around her with quiet attention. Any news to share, or are you just here to see the Ducal Palace? Who are you? I'm a page. Excuse me, I forgot to set my phone on shut the fuck up mode, so I'll do that now to make sure we're not interrupted. I'm a page here at the palace. I deliver messages and run errands for the Duke and his advisors. The pay's not great, but I can think of a better introduction to politics. Looking for news? What goes on in here? She laughs. Where to start? We've got meetings, public hearings, and ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. She leans a little closer. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, she clears her throat and gestures counterclockwise around the palace. We have a shrine devoted to Magran, official records, and chambers for public hearings and council meetings. Tell about the shrine. It's a symbol of Magran's protection of Defiance Bay. She represents the revolutionary spirit of the Deerwood ever since independence, and her involvement in creating the Godhammer bomb only affirms her importance to us. She scratches her neck. That's also where the first of the sacred fires burn, but Firga, the tranquil ardent, has had trouble keeping them lit. What kinds of records are stored? Mostly dull official stuff. Census counts, tax records, militia registers. Now, I keep my distance. I got curious one day and got drafted into reshelving half of the records. She yawns. Worst day of my life. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Aviar Avar, she called him. She called him Avar, so I'm just going to read that as Avar. Duke Avar has been meeting with some of the city's leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. Just to be on the same page here, White Wind's legacy is the issue with newborns being born without a soul. They're called Hollowborn. The whole business is terribly secret, though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away, she sniffs. But a lot of the talk concerns animancy, so there's a good reason they're keeping the meeting behind closed doors. The legacy? I guess I'm gonna tell us now. Waidwin's legacy, that's what a lot of people call the rash of Hollowborn. The theory goes that it's punishment for meddling in animancy. Why is animancy so controversial? I guess this is nice that she just tells us everything, even though you're kind of supposed to know the majority of it up to this point. She laughs. Where to begin? Traditionalists think it's a crime against the gods. There's no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Ingwithian relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Glanfath. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index and middle finger. What are Hollowborn? She raises an eyebrow. You really are fresh from the road. Hollowborn are children born without souls. They often don't live for very long, and those that do generally receive some kind of treatment from the animancers. So what do you think about animancy? Me? I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an inexpensive fake. We get a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the Gift or Copper Lane who spent every copper they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. She shakes her head, breaks your heart, and there's usually nothing we can do for them. I see. Anyway, the legacy is what the politicians have all been whispering about. I'd like to ask about something else. Of course. What's the Ducal Palace? It's the seat of government here in Defiance Bay. This is where Duke Admeth Hadrit declared freedom from Adarian rule some 150 years ago. She lowers her voice and grins. It's also a hotbed of regional politics. Trust me, the gossip here beats what you'll find in any tavern or brothel in the city. Tell me about the current Duke. That would be Aviar Wolfgren, Wolfgren is totally a cool, like, really cool last name. Like, that's awesome. Don't let the titles fool you, though. Our dukes have been elected since independence. Some find Duke Aviar rather coarse. He's a frontier noble. Personally, I think a rough and tumble type is just what Defiance Bay needs. Goodbye. Okay, hey. So that was really just the rundown of all the information that I guess we should have. Kind of a nice little summation. And now let's loot the place. Yeah, that's funny. Most bright migrants will show us with your flame. A stone figure of a warrior gazed towards raised hand is empty, but the palm and fingers are blackened.
Be discreet.
Yeah, there's nothing here. I guess we could talk to her. Maybe Durance would be happy that we're talking to her. Or him?
Good day, stranger.
The woman's head is bowed. It's a woman as her lips move in prayer. Just as you approach her, you catch her glimpsing at the statue near you. She notices you and forces a smile. Praise be to Magran, and welcome to her temple. How may I be of service? You seem upset. What's wrong? Give me a quest. Give me a quest. Her shoulders slump. This is about the fires, isn't it? She puts a hand on your shoulder. They're just symbols. You can't put your faith in them. So I could do perception and clever. Is that what your soul is just? Or rational? And I'm usually rational, so I'll go with rational. Slow down, tell me what this is about. She sighs. The sacred piles all around town. Oh god, it's a fetch quest? You must have seen the statues of the goddess around the city holding up empty braziers. My nose is itchy, I don't know why. I've kept them burning steadily for 15 years, but I haven't been able to conjure them for months now, and people need to see them more than ever these days. What does that mean? It's my devotions and prayers that keep them lit, but lately, when I try to pray, all I can think about are Hollowborn all over the city, the grieving families, the refugees. She shakes her head. How could Magran allow us to suffer like this? What strength do we gain from a soulless child? And there Durance grants with disdain. What strength do we gain from adversity, from trial and test? The fires don't wither because she lacks in faith. They wither because she does not understand how to be faithful to a whore. A whore wants neither praise nor devotion. A whore wants to be compensated for her services. And Magran is paid and pleasured in sweat and struggle and pain. This mewling imbecile is unworthy of Magran's womanly heat. Shrug, stoic. And this has shaken your faith? She nods, wow, running her hands through her hair. But I believe Magran may be speaking to me again. She frowns and casts a quick glance in your direction. Rational, too. This will likely sound so far-fetched to someone like you, because I'm so rational, and not religious, I guess, or not passionate, which is, I guess, the religious the religious reputation. Lately I've been seeing visions, a place in the wilderness with pools filled with sunbursts of color. I think I know exactly where that is. Strange falls that seem to rise to the heaven even when they splash into the earth. She raises her hands as if framing an image in her vision, and behind the fall is a cave filled with fire and heat and danger and some token of my goddess. Yeah. So, in case you recall, or in case this is your first video watching me, hi, by the way, we actually went there, and we went into the cave, and we fought a dragon that had a name that I can't remember. I think it was something Kalian the Silent, something like that. And we actually took his ember. He had an ember that I have right now. So I'm going to give it to her, and she's going to be super happy, yo. Probably. I know there's something there, but where is it or how I'd get there? She shakes her head. I've been meaning to ask around at the expedition hall to see if anyone recognizes the description. To be honest, though, I don't know what I'd do even if I found the place. Worthless, like so many of Magran's flock, afraid of her god's tests. If Margaret speaks to her, it is to hasten an end to a hypocrite's life, and this vision is surely a death trap for the weak. Present the burning stone. I journeyed to Searing Falls myself. This is what I found there. By the flame, do you know what this is? It's a fragment of the Godhammer bomb. Yes, she turns it in her hand, the very weapon that Magran herself helped us build to defeat Widewin in the Saints' War. She turns the stone in her hands, gazing into its bright glow. It's weird, seeing it right in front of you like that, before it was just stories, never seemed real. Yet her mouth twists into a frown and the orange light carved deep shadows across her face, so why don't I feel any differently? What good does this do? Her knuckle whitens as she tightens her fingers around the stone. Wow, she really sucks. She's a shitty priest, because her faith is just... You hold part of a weapon designed by a god. The very existence of such a thing should fill you with awe. Magran is the goddess of trials, and yet you send me to pursue the vision she gave to you. You proved yourself faithless. You entrusted the Godhammer to her followers. Perhaps she's trusting them again to end the legacy. Let's see. You hold part of the weapon designed by God. The very existence of such a thing should fill you with awe. She's so weak-minded right now that whatever I'll say will actually divert her in that direction. And I'm assuming each one of these phrases, there's no real choice. That's one of the problems with this game. There's not enough choice and consequences, or so at least how I feel. So whatever choice I make probably will just end the quest and won't really affect anything. It might, but I really don't know. I guess 3 is the most, like, try to be nice. In a sense of, yeah, we'll do the legacy, Margaret is awesome, and all that. And I could tell her that she proved herself faithless, or I can, very such a thing should fill you with awe. I'm gonna be honest, 4, I don't know. Perhaps there are no answers, none of us mortals anyhow. She closed her fingers around the stone. None for those who do not freely submit to the trial, nor have the good fortune to have it forced upon them. She is an empty mantle rejected by a god that demands of her followers. If Magran has any pity, she will put this one down like a frothing mongrel. She looks sadly at the empty-handed statue. This is the true burden of faith, not a goddess challenge, but her absence, her silence, or the answer that reveals your own hollow conviction. She folds her hands in front of her. It'll take weeks to appoint a suitable successor. In the meantime, I'll serve the people as best I can. Moderate negative? Wait a moment, she just basically returned something. I'm no longer fit to wear it. Perhaps you could have it. Moderate negative? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna... Yeah, I don't like the negative. I'm just gonna refuel her with faith instead of being honest here. Because fuck that, I don't want negative reputation right now. Yeah, I'm not this is my first playthrough. I'm kind of playing through, not min-maxing too much, not playing, but I do want to like be as good as possible. That's how I like playing currently. So it's not the most roleplay thing in the world. I do usually, in most cases I do, however.
How do you do?
What does that mean? And shaking your faith. Present the burning stone. Godhammer. Her face relaxes, her eyes drink in the glowing thing. So it does. It's not an answer, but it has meaning. She closes her hand around the stone and tucks it away. I'd forgotten how important that is. Meaning. She has no idea what it means, what it represents, what it meant to you. extraordinary positive. That's a little bit better. As she looks at the statue of flame springs from its raised hand. One of the things I've always loved about Magnet is their affinity for fire, how it grows and spreads. You feel the warmth from the fire rippling across the room. You've given me what I need. I'll make sure to give the people of Defiance Bay the support they need. Now let me give you something, a weapon worthy of the goddess herself. Please accept it, and thanks for Margwen. Thank you, farewell. Okay. So, yeah, we did a little bit better. Stone figure, it's empty, but the palm fingers are blackened. Well, now it has fire on it. Cinders of Faith. And what did she give me? Unforgiven. Flail of the Ages much? Huh? Flail of the Ages? You immediately thought of Flail of the Ages, if you've ever played Baldur's Gate 2. Exceptional, and speed, and burning lash, and convert to graze. Wow, it's a really good... Wow, it's a really good weapon. It's a really good weapon. Cool, it's a really good weapon. Not gonna use it, but it's really good. You can put that over there or something, I don't know. Whatever. Major adventure complete. Pellegrino routines a strong of money and experience, spoils in the great halls. Woo! Nobody cares. Okay, so we've done that. We can go here, here, or to the top floor. I think we'll go here first. This is... If we can, actually. Oh, right, we can't. Justiciar. So there's nobles, and also a chest here. Scroll of Revival.
Hey.
Can't quite take it though. Justiciar, Justiciar, Justiciar. Another... Whoa, whoa, whoa. We received word from Commander Claver that they'll be attending. The balcony has been opened for you. Oh, this is the balcony to this area. Okay. And what's in here? Records Keeper. Let's talk to him before we actually go in and see what's up.
Nice and quiet.
Okay. A taciturn man with graying hair poses over a tomb. He's just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glances up with you with baggy eyes. Yes, this is something I can pull for you. I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War. We're trying to figure out what happened to someone. The man clears his throat. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Red Sarens. It would be irresponsible to surrender their name to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. Defiance Bay positive too. For the first time, he turns his full attention towards you and his eyes flicker in recognition. Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven their worth. Yes. He looks up at the shelf and withdraws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front, the inventory of the dead in the back. He passes it into Eddar's outstretched hands. Eddar leafs through book for some time anxiously. A book, running his thick farmhand fingers over page after page of names. At last his hand stops, his fingers just below one name.
Talesh died 18 Majaverno, 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relog. Blazing Glantfather names, I swear.
We were just there. That's the last video. We were in Cleaban Relag. We were just there.
Right, Saris?
He stops short, his eyes bulging. They scan back and forth over and over.
I'll be the effigy. He fought for Raid Saris. Why did he fight for Raid Saris?
He stares at the page, his jaw gape, before suddenly looking up at you. If you recall, Eddar and his brother were both... Well, I don't know if you recall. I don't think we had it in the video, but they were both fighting. Apparently, though, one of them for different sides. In the Raid Saris Rebellion and all that. I don't know. We may not have meant to find out. I'm sure he had a good reason. Diplomatic or honest. Honest, I don't know. Either do I. But he had to have a good reason. That's just who he was.
You gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea. The one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw.
So you have to go back there? Well, that's slightly annoying. Because you have to go out there in order to finish one of the main quests that will allow you, only when all the main quests are done, to get into this palace. and find this out, which would require you to go back there. Okay.
Who knows? Maybe his spirit will even be there, and you can have one of your weird talks with him. Worth a trying, right?
You probably won't find anything. I'd say so.
I appreciate that. Wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Okay. So, seek the Saints for a battlefield with Eder. Now we know exactly where it is. Just looking around. What? What? Why was that? Okay. I just talked to him and said nothing, but then Eder responded. I guess that's weird. Eder, like, the first response is for Eder, and the other response is just never mind. And Eder responds with, even though we just did the good one, just responds with,
I'll be the effigy.
Oh, I could actually say something else. Oh, achievement unlocked. You won't be able to see which one this is, but attain rank 3 in at least 3 dispositions. Okay. I guess by choosing that, that's kind of a bug.
We gotta go there.
Yeah.
That battlefield. Who knows? Maybe his spirit will even be there. I appreciate it.
It allows me to choose another one. So now I actually raised, I guess, diplomatic, rational, honest. All of them are 3. Which is, okay, interesting. That's a bug, though. That's a bug that allows you to raise whichever one. Because I could do that again and again until I've clicked all 3 of them. I wonder, though...
Got
it.
I wonder... I have diplomatic at 3. I don't know exactly if it's 1 for 1. I don't think it is.
I'll be the effigy.
Diplomatic.
We got it. Who knows? Maybe it's... I appreciate...
Can I just, like, raise it again? I don't think it's 1 for 1. I don't think that at one time when you choose something, you actually get +1 to that reputation. But if I'll just do this, like, 5 times, I wonder if diplomatic goes up. I'm not going to try because I don't care enough. It doesn't matter to me enough right now, but it might be a cool bug. Cool bug. Not really a cool bug, but whatever. Okay, so we're right in front of getting into some serious main quest things, so let's do this. All right. Okay, this looks interesting. Duke Avar Wolfgren. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Doemenel, casual watching with a predator's interest. Still, elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interpersed are animancers in their academic robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
In the back of the chamber sit the Duke, sprawled in his throne, worn down but alert and feisty nonetheless. That's one of the funny bugs that like he sits here, but his character circles over here. Being nitpicky.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more. Animancy goes, or this country goes.
He's from the dozens, he's a crazy motherfucker.
So you admit, Master Barras, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
Isn't she from the Crucible Knights? And aren't they supposed to kind of like animancy?
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
Now, I'm coming in.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
So I said it was sabotage. All at once, the attendants turned their faces towards you. Hey, everybody! A mishmash of judgment and incredulity. Incredulity? Okay, only the Duke, a wild-looking man with a scraggy beard, seems unfazed by your interruption. I met a false patient in Brackenberry Sanatorium who had tampered with Azo's machinery. I'm not gonna lie. A rival animator confessed it during an investigation. That's bullshit.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, Is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
So I have two different rationals that we could use here. Those who know me around here, nice, know me to be fair in judgment. Caedmon Azu should be held innocent, should be held guilty. Oh, so I could choose if he's innocent or guilty. And no, he isn't. There's a responsible side who was manipulated. And yes, he is. Caedmon Azu's ambitions exceed his ethics. So let's review what he actually did. This is interesting. He actually did some kind of really bad stuff, and he kind of forced a couple of them to do experiments, but he was sabotaged. So is he guilty or innocent? He did some bad stuff, but then he meant well, but he did screw up. And he did lie. And he did try and do things under everybody's noses. And I think he should be guilty. And I hope that won't come back to bite me in the ass.
Horseshit! These animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves!
Right, I clicked the right one. Should be held innocent. Oh shit! I fucking clicked the wrong one! I'm an idiot. I clicked the wrong one. That's like a question, do I load or do I not? Do I load? Nah, fuck it, it's fine.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar! You turn a blind eye and look what happens.
I've been to Heritage Hill since the quarantine. Though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not animancy but an ancient machine that caused it. Are blameless here. This is not the working of animancy but an ancient device in tier knoweth. I think I'll go with 1, even though they're pretty much the same.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Yeah. So I can use might here. You think some rotting corpse or volunteer guard could stand in my way? I earned my answers. Resolve 18, which I totally don't have. Aggressive, which is really stupid against the Duke. But honest would probably be the most correct choice. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I admit that your candor was mentioned more than once.
Damn straight.
Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Tier No 1000 houses an Nguithian machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Intellect 16, their presence doesn't prove cause. This testimony is not evidence, it is a guess. I have reason to believe that there were others at the tower who might have done this. There's no denying that they were studying dangerous machinery they did not understand. Perception 15, they followed ambition blindly, taking a few precautions, allowing personal feelings to get in the way of solving the problem. I'm going to go with the first one.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
By the way, I have 12, on my main character I have 12 intellect, and I actually rested in Brackenbury, and the in there gives you +4 to intelligence. So I'm actually at 60 intelligence now, which is really cool. And really, really like, whew. I knew I'd need intelligence. I was like, resolve is really low anyway, so I might as well just raise intelligence, and lucky enough to have +4, which is insane.
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster.
That's actually the point. That it's not because of animancers, it's because of Latent Key.
We all know what Whitewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Wrong bridge indeed. Snapperoo.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
If that flew, by the way, I feel like it might have flown over some people's heads. Who mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge. Like, the guy went over the bridge, and then they blew him up with the god hammer, and they killed the god. So, wrong bridge. Endurance built it, so... You get it? Okay.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs, he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker.
Copper fucker. Man, he's so angry.
Enough, Adric. Lady Domino makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
The evil people caused it? I know. The green one reaches towards your mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. Sure will. We'll do. I can. Oh, he just said, like, I just said I can. Bitch, please. It's kind of like, bitch, please. Okay. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Waidwin's legacy is the creation of the Laden Key. Caedmon Azu's downfalls was their work, and was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want animancy to fall. Until muttering expand to a din of skepticism that fills the hall. I have seen them in the ruins of Erglanfoth, operating machinery that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Deerford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I have heard their dead confess their plot. They are stealing the souls of unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your Sanatorium before you left, Master Barask?
Oh, the room laughs. I'm gonna lay down the law. By the way, you're from Crucible Knights. You're supposed to like me, you stupid bitch. The room laughs. Please, I want only to help Deerwood. That's benevolent, which is not I'm not known for. You want to see crazy? Make one more smart comment just like that. A bitch? Okay. Birth invalids until your womb dries, for all I care. The rest of these people will hear the truth. Or, you shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madame. I expect better from a knight of the Crucible. Snap! If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel unlocked. And if, as the Duke says, no theory has more proof than any other, what is the harm in hearing one more? Or Stoic. I think it's like diplomatic or rational, as always, because those are the ones that I use. And I think I have... Did I have more diplomatic than rational? I think I had more rational than anything else. No theory... What is the harm in hearing one more? Though the diplomatic speaks more to me in this case. I expect better than a Knight of a Crucible. Let's go with 4, just because I feel strong.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Little leans forward in his throne, a trace of curiosity in his eyes. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Holy crap, there's a lot of text. What's more likely, that the gods are destroying Deerwood for a science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hate animancy and want it suppressed? That is rational, motherfucker. The Leaden Key is very real. They are foreigners from Adir and Raid Saris who hate Deerwood and want to see us suffer. That's bullshit. It's deceptive, because it's bullshit. Let's say a lord is cuckolded by his wife. If he tells her to stop, she'll only want her lover more. But if he spreads a rumor that her lover has just visited a brothel and acquired a pox on his loins, she'll end it on her own. Clever. That's terrible. We all want the same thing here. We want Waidwin's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this. Diplomatic. And then I have honest 3, which means I'm only able to say this because I'm so honest, and it's not towards one of them. If you know anything about me, you know this. I've been called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter. I'm totally going with that one.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend.
Yep.
I'll say that much.
Okay.
It seems we have a new possibility to consider at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
So now I can like benefit the Knights of the Crucible by saying they were instrumental in aiding my investigation, or I could take a personal interest in the matter and try to learn what I could. So I would say the first one, but she's been such a bitch to me that I'm considering going with the second option. Because damn, bitch, you bitchy. Like really, we're supposed to be on the same side here, and what the hell is wrong with her? I took a personal interest and tried to learn what I could. That's the truth. That's honest. Because the Crucible Knights were not really instrumental in that. They just helped me get here. So I'm going to go with 2.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended.
Yes, they are. Give me money and items and levels. Mostly levels. Give me levels.
But these hearings are about more than Wygren's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanatorium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Best question to ask every single time. Okay. I would allow animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we knew more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. Animancy should be studied in Deerwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. Definitely not 2. The animancers of Deerwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. Also pretty good, actually. In truth, I'm not completely confident animancy doesn't have something to do with Wayden's legacy. It would be wise to ban the practice, at least for now. No, that's definitely not true. Animancy is too dangerous. We were not meant to use it, blah, blah, blah. So it's either 1 or 3, I believe. But I think I would allow animancers to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we knew more. 1 is like... I don't know if you can hear that, but someone's drilling, like, into a wall. I don't know. Whatever. It's 1, 2, or 3. 1 is giving them complete freedom, which I don't entirely agree with, personally, because they really did fuck up a lot. And, you know, when they do those fuck-ups, and also when they're kind of, like, mean to each other... it's a problem. Should be restricted and controlled. But then again, I think restricted and controlled is not really true. It's more like killing the laden key and allowing them to actually not be fucked up with so much. So I'm just gonna go with 1 in this case. You know what? I'm gonna go with 1. I think. I feel. Alos shakes his head. Animals serve their own ambitions and their purses. Giving them this power is like settling a child loose in an armory. Yeah, he might be true. There's definitely someone drilling. Definitely. I do not trust these animancers, seeking first after gain and glory, but if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest.
Of course, you can debate, you know, until I come in, forever and ever, because that's how games work.
I want to thank the delegations for helping me to collect my thoughts. In particular, I want to thank our new delegate, who has given me much to think about, and who alerted me to a new enemy I had failed to see.
Yeah, extraordinary positive. Can you go beyond godlike? And then, like, everybody just like, oh my god, take my money or something.
The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
So he's obviously going to do whatever it is that I told him to do, most probably. I wonder if he'll put restrictions, but probably not. Probably just allow it.
Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Who's that?
Concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Oh shit. He's gonna kill him.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
Yep. That was so obvious. Oh god, that was so obvious. Okay. This is the most obvious thing that has ever happened in a video game. I so knew he was going to die.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
And that's Theos, clearly taking control of other ones. And I fall down. I told a friend of mine, I'm just at the beginning of, like, I'm just about to enter the palace, and I'm assuming the Duke's gonna die. And that's what I told him. And he said I can't conform nor deny it. And now he dies. It's so fucking obvious. I should have probably said something in the beginning of the video. Just as, like, the Duke's probably gonna die, you know? Just to prove that I totally fucking knew it was gonna happen. Oh well. Whatever. So it really doesn't matter what I said, because clearly that happened, which makes sense. The words, "Shall I end it for you?" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The word deems around you and screams of clashing weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at the pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide, circular pit carved of stone. Sorry. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I'm already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
That totally sounds like Lady Webb, which is the person we've been talking to about all of this. Her eyes are barely open and her words come between strangled breaths, but they are steady, unbroken. God, I love cutscenes, don't you? Best cutscene.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in from outside, alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Aloth hovers over you, worry etched on his face. We've got to get out of here fast. His eyes dart to the hall. Off to one side, you can hear the clinks rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guard slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only. She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor still. So, now let's go over there, but clearly we're going to fight our way out of here because of reasons. So, quick save.
Light, flame, and sound.
Why did we pause? Okay. So, you could take that now. This guy's probably still totally here, so you could always go back and talk to him about Eder, even though all the crap is happening. Yeah. And we need the proper key, which we don't have. Fine.
Hey.
Okay, everybody ready to kill stuff? The answer is yes. Just clear. The answer is yes. Yeah, that was super fucking obvious. Very interesting, but super fucking obvious. I'm sorry, that was way too obvious.
Cast light in dark places.
Sidley's still just standing there. Frigga's still standing there, so we could actually talk to her whenever we want to. Do you have anything more interesting to say? Don't go out there. There's rioting in the streets. No surprise. And this, yeah. Okay, so let's I don't know if we'll manage to do this, but let's just try and make our way in 15 minutes to Lady Webb. This will be interesting if we manage to do so. I'm assuming lots of fights with dozens and stuff like that. Mostly dozens. I'm hungry. Just go eat food. Okay. Yep, Justiciar and commoners. And everything's on fire. Okay. Send Eder forth to tank everything! Stand down, we don't want to fight you.
Huh?
Not actually fighting. Oh, there you go. Oh, they're in fast mode. And the Justiciar wreck. They just wrecked him. Okay, so I could go down like this, but I think like going into Heritage Jail, I basically need to leave this area. It doesn't really matter how. Mercenary, commoners. Mercenaries like sprawled up there. Oh, you can't leave from this direction. Damn it! They're smart. God damn it. They're smart. If they want me to leave only in one direction, then I will leave in only one direction and fight whatever needs to be fought. Yeah, it doesn't actually say anything. Okay. Seen him at the Sanatorium. Get him! Wait, wait. Slowest stuff ever. Come on. Kill him. Oh, he got wrecked. And he doesn't have anything for me to steal. Lame. Okay, this is probably fended off. This is fended off. This is the only where we could actually leave in that direction. Or so it seems. Yeah, Justiciars, commoners. And this is a league with the animancers. Yay, commoner and dozens martyr. It's nice seeing fights in. Whoa, it's loud. Nice seeing fights in super speed. Can't even go there. Can you hear me? Because I'm seeing it super loud and. Oh, they're getting healed. This will never end. And I'm just gonna keep going. Oh yeah, we probably can't go in this direction, so we should probably just go here. At least we don't have to fight anything. Clearly can't go in there. I'm glad I did pretty much 100% of the quests available to me before starting this. Yay! Bam! And I just clicked it and didn't get a map, actually, so can only go in where they want me to go, which is fine, because it is Brackenbury. And like I thought, the Sanatorium is completely on fire. Makes sense. Here we'll probably have a fight before we reach Lady Web. Ooh, Animancer. Animancer's boots. Minor spellbinding, jolting touch, and shockproofed. That's nice. Not everybody has boots, I think, because there's very, very little boots in the game for some reason. Where were the boots? I just got the boots. Oh, god damn it. Boots? Boots, 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 boots. Where are boots? Yay, boots. And those are the commoners who are just so happy to burn the Sanatorium. Again, really happy I did all of the quests before making this happen. Go on, run before they see you. Huh?
Well met, friend.
I recognize you were the one who spoke up at the hearing. Oh, I can talk to him? What were you just doing? I got a few of the animancers out of the building through the back. Lots of them didn't make it through. Aren't you with the dozens? I was. The things I heard at the hearing today, though, he shakes his head. I did it all backward. If it was good enough for the Duke, it was good enough for me. I don't care if an animancer did kill him. It doesn't mean we gotta hold them all responsible. This, he just has the flame behind him, isn't what it's supposed to be about. Get out of sight. Wait this thing out. Good luck, friend. Wow. That's a nice little conversation, actually. This is a nice little encounter that you don't have to have, but it's nice to see that, you know, there are people who are not fucking insane and stupid, but this is nice. This was a nice little moment in the game, I feel. I like it. I really like it. Okay, just before we enter to talk to Lady Webb, hopefully she's there. Actually, there's a good chance she isn't and she just instantly left. And there's probably be like a dude telling me where to go in order to find her. I'm just assuming here, but that might actually be a thing. Might actually be a thing. Let's see. Ooh, at least I can loot them this time. Yay, looting. Yay. Do 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 do. $3, $2, $1
Hey,
here
all right,
and
then.
there. Another. Yay, dollars. Yay, a sword. Because I can. Swords! Do 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 do. Sword? Okay.
Yeah?
Sorry. Sorry about that. Let's see what happens now. No fight so far. We've had, like, we're 51 minutes. No fucking fights so far. I told you this episode will be different. Filled with lore and intrigue. Now there's someone definitely drilling a hole through my wall.
Alright then.
Okay. That was loud. Oh god, I can already see what's happening at the left side of the screen. Maybe you can as well. This will be interesting. If she's dead, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, she's probably dead. I liked her, she was nice. Let's see. We're gonna talk to her soul, clearly. Before we do, we're gonna steal this and this. Okay. Ready? Let's do this. Lady Webb lies in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. There's nothing I can do about that noise, so you're gonna have to just excuse me. Hopefully it stops. Wow, that was good. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your kin. In your kin. Okay, reach out to it. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in a bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams of shattered glass and the cacophony of the angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You went until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. I was a
fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all of your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vague wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
That would be me.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to you. Come freely. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long, curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other. He points dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theos leaps the knife between your ribs and pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. Completed Act 2. Just got the achievement. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black, velvety darkness descend over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenbury Sanatorium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Okay, so yeah, they're drilling upstairs. I'm sorry for that. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Don't know why they're doing that in the middle of the day, but yeah, they are. Anyways, yeah, Act 3. So, let's see what happens now, I guess. And obviously we have to go to the last place on the map that we haven't been to yet, which is Twin Elms, that cluster of area, of places. So yeah, the Hermit of Hedras had quest complete. I'm right outside the city. I wonder if I can't go back in. I can't. The Assassin at Large traveled to Twin Elms. That's the new quest. That's how it's called. Okay. The floods have receded. The pass through Stormwell Gorge is open. Taxes collected. Yeah. Okay, major adventure. The quest extends 3 days. I guess I could do that now. Assign this guy. Whatever. I don't even care. Yeah. So they instantly, I get told that this area, the Stormwell Gorge, there was a flood, and now it's receded, so you can actually pass through and go here to Twin Elms. Also, there was a thing here that I haven't dealt with, like a ruin, which I'd probably be able to do something with now that this flood has receded, but we'll see. But yeah, you can't actually go any one of these. The town is completely off limits as of now, apparently, because of everything that has happened. And that is where we ended today. So that was very interesting. It was the transition from Act 2 to Act 3. I think Act 3 is the last in the game, or there's one more like at the ending, but I think this is like the... We've done the major part in the game, and now it's like the coming up to the end. Maybe. I actually have no fucking idea. So I'm just blabbering. Thank you so much for watching. I'll continue playing next week. And we'll probably, I don't know, maybe end the game, the ending of next week? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how long this will be. But we'll see. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.